On the morning of September 25, 2012, 69-year-old farmer Terry Garner went outside to feed his animals at his property in rural Oregon. He had a deep love for his animals, especially his pigs, whom he treated with great care. He spent time feeding his chickens, turkeys and goats before heading to the pig pen with a large amount of food. Terry's routine was well known to his neighbors, who often saw him working tirelessly on his farm. That morning, however, something went terribly wrong. When Terry didn't return home, his family and neighbors began to worry. They eventually called the authorities, who arrived to investigate the unusual silence on the farm. Terry had retired from butchering 6 years earlier, after a long and fulfilling career in the meat industry. He then dedicated himself to raising and caring for his animals, finding a new sense of purpose in his retirement. His pigs were huge, sometimes growing to 700 pounds, and they were a sight to behold. He kept them as pets, never planning to sell them, treating them with the utmost care and affection. He was devoted to them, even moving them into his house during floods to keep them safe, ensuring they were always protected. A few hours later, a family member arrived at his home and after knocking and getting no answer, began to search the property. They found all of Terry's animals but no sign of him. When they reached the pig pen, something caught their eye that seemed impossible. A pair of Terry's false teeth, partially buried in the mud. The sight was both shocking and confusing, raising immediate concerns about Terry's whereabouts and well-being. Along with the false teeth, they found pieces of his clothing and parts of his body scattered haphazardly in the mud. The scene was gruesome and heartbreaking, leaving the family in a state of disbelief and horror. Terrified and desperate for help, a family member immediately ran to call the police, hoping for some answers and assistance in this dire situation. It turns out that sometime that morning, Terry had either suffered a sudden medical event, such as a heart attack or stroke, or had simply tripped and fallen in the pig pen while going about his daily chores. Somehow he ended up on the ground, unable to get up or call for help. Tragically, his pigs, who were known to be very hungry and aggressive, began to eat him, mistaking him for food. The disturbing question remained, was Terry alive and conscious when this horrifying event began, or had he already passed away, making him an easy target for the pigs? Unfortunately, this was never determined, leaving the family with haunting questions and a deep sense of loss. This tragic incident underscores the unpredictability and dangers of farm life, even for someone who loved and cared for his animals deeply. What's left are haunting images, Terry's false teeth and the unsettling mystery of his last moments.